Alrighty, it is time for a review. My thoughts, my live thoughts, just fresh off my brain here. After playing Apex Legends here for the first time. I know I'm late to the party. I know. Everyone's been streaming it. Everyone's been playing it. It's the new jammy jam for the gaming world. I know. I'm sorry. I finally played it now, and I'm gonna share my thoughts about it. If you're new here, though, I stream Friday, Saturday, Sundays on Twitch. I do playthroughs and I do reviews at the end of every day. I do a playthrough, or in situations like this where I'm playing a newer game, multiplayer game that comes out, I'll play it and share my thoughts on it. For that day. So if you watch on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you watch on Twitch, comment, follow, and if subscribe if you want to. But yeah, come on by sometime and join in the review. As you can see, the chat's down there. If you're watching live right now, you can join and share your thoughts on the game in the chat there. All right, so Apex Legends. Now that that's all out of the way, uh, it's it's a good game in some ways. In other ways, it's absolutely horrible. You could almost see as if this game is a duality between the actual game company that made it and then the publisher EA. I can't remember, like right now, I can't remember the company that made this off the top of my head. Same company made Titanfall, but EA is the main, the big dog company. I think they even bought out that company. Let me know in the comments if you can remember for me. This is live, so, sometimes I might forget some things and stuff. But if I remember correctly, the company that made Titanfall was kind of bought out by EA. So technically, I think EA fully owns it or whatnot. Um, it's an EA title, and we'll get into that at the end. So I'm going to go over what I like first about the game. The game actual combat is a lot of fun. I would say it's in between Call of Duty crisp style shooting and PUBG. It's somewhere in between. It's not as crisp as like a Call of Duty style shooter, but it's pretty good. Anything's better than PUBG in a way. And as being someone who has, played a ton of Fortnite in my time, it's a really big, refreshing change. And it's not like I like Blackout is fun, but Blackout to me has the pacing of PUBG. So in Blackout, I feel more often you're just gathering and running, and it's a very, very long time before you're getting into a fight. Whereas in this, quite often you're getting into a fight. Like, your first loot is pretty much what you're running with. Like, you're not, like, when you're getting kills and you're more mobile, you get a lot more stuff. But the pacing in this, definitely by far, is a more Call of Duty pacing than Blackout is. Blackout definitely has PUBG pacing to the style of it, but the shooting is crisper in Blackout. I feel that aiming is a little bit crisper in Blackout. In this, there's definitely no aim assist in this, but it definitely has, like, the sensitivity takes a little bit of time to get used to, but, once you get used to strafe shooting, instead of like looking, with the right joystick, or, if you play on the PC, I'm sure it's a little bit better. You're just dealing with like the recoil of a gun, but it's crisp enough. Other than that, so let's talk about. I'll do it from start to finish. So you start off, you get into match, and the three people on the team. Like, this game is definitely geared towards team queuing, random team queuing, group content fully. There's a lot of all the small details. There's a lot of them, and they're great. So when you start off the match, you got to pick your character, and there are 6 characters right now. I kind of wish there were some more. And they have ranging abilities, so you do have your, like, passive ability, your tactical, your ultimate, reviving teammates faster while protected by a shield wall, which is really nice. It helps. Drone, it's a healing drone, then you call in a care package with this character. So you don't have, like, OP abilities, really. Like, even I think Bangalore, smoke launcher, then rolling thunder, so he could call in a rolling thunder attack. Or she, my bad. My bad. But calling that rolling thunder attack. Then you got Dimension Rift, where you could go into the void. So what you do is you put down a teleporter down, you go into the void, which makes you kind of like invisible, run to another spot and put a teleporter up in the next spot, and then you could pass back and forth through those two spots for 60 seconds, which really helps out a fight. And on top of that, knocked teammates can also go through that warp. So if, let's say, you're really far back and one of your teammates ran ahead stupidly, boom, you place warp down, go into the void, run up to them, put a dimensional rift down right next to them, they crawl into it, boom, they come through. Now, granted, you're going to have enemies coming right through there probably soon after, but, as long as your third teammates didn't sit there just waiting, you're going to get a few shots on that whatever enemy's there before they're going to be able to hit you, or maybe you could throw a grenade beforehand, and try and take them out that way. So it's, these characters, I don't find the abilities to be too overpowered. Like this one, Eye of the Allfather, briefly reveal enemies, traps, clues. It's just like a radar ability. Then Beast of Hunt transform into the Ultimate Hunter, enhance your senses, allowing you to see cold tracks and move faster. Gosh, like nothing too overly powered, in my opinion. I think even this one has like a zipline gun, like golly, a zipline for everyone to use. A grappling hook for themselves. Scan a survey beacon to reveal the ring's next location. So where the next circle is going to be. Really nothing to make one character like just the OP-ness over the rest of them. So that's nice. But let's look though. Let's see what you got. Noxic Gas Track. Place up to 6 canisters that release deadly Nox gas when shot or triggered by enemies. Nox Gas Grenade. Blanket a large area in Nox gas. You gain threat vision on enemies moving through your gas, so then you can see who the enemies are. So it's like a damaging smoke grenade, because it's hard to see through it as well. That's going to do damage. Yep, it's in the name. You can put down traps, do a lot of damage. And then you can also see where the people are in that gas. Like, maybe a little bit more powerful than the other 6. Not much. Maybe a little more powerful than the other 6. Automatically drop a decoy and cloak for 5 seconds when knocked down. Ooh. I've seen that be used. You can still see the person. Like, I was able to still see the person, so I don't think that that's too powerful there. Psych out, send out a holograph decoy to confuse the enemy. That actually is pretty... It's not like OP, but it's a pretty nice ability. Vanishing Act Mirage deploys a team of decoys to distract the enemy while he cloaks. That one works really well, But you can see a little bit of a similarity here where, automatically drop decoy and cloak for 5 seconds when knocked down. Boom, go invisible. Second ability, pretty much go invisible. Third ability, go invisible. So you got 3 abilities that make you invisible. It's a little bit more powerful than any of these, so it's like you can understand might be an issue there. But like I'm saying, for what I'm saying right now is only the good stuff. And these 6 characters, none of them felt more overpowered than any other, or anything like that. So you've got 3 assault rifles, 3 submachine guns, 2 light machine guns, 4 sniper rifles, which is weird, 4 shotguns, they were okay, and 3 pistols. You got a good amount of guns. Here. I wasn't noticing too much. I mean, it's going to take a while to find every one of these guns and experience them. I mean, you're talking 3, 6, 9, 12, 15... 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 total guns there. It's a lot of guns. You're lucky to, like, I end up found the Prowler a bunch of times today. The R99 a bunch of times. I was also finding the R301 and the Hemlock sometimes. I wasn't really finding snipers. Like, I did find the longbow once. And then I kept on finding The EVA 8 Auto, found that a lot. I think I found the Peacekeeper once. And then I'd find a lot of the pistols. The RE45 I was finding a ton. So you're not going to find all the guns, but it is a lot of guns, and that's kind of nice. They all kind of seem to be doing reasonable damage, I would say. Not like, like one of the things that burned me out about Fortnite was the kind of fact that, like, if you have low frame rate, in my opinion, or from my experience, shotguns became very hard to use. Because the act of spinning 180 to hit this person who's jumping around you that's also shotgunning you, especially when your frames dip down to like below 30, it just became really hard to really kind of get on target and shoot a person. And even when I'd play offline, I just found it very hard. And when I would feel like I did hit them, and I'd look back at it, in like maybe like a local recording and stuff, I never was on target, but like, it's just very odd. It just didn't feel right to me. Didn't feel like crisp. It didn't feel like what I was used to with like Call of Duty over many years, or even Halo that I played for many years, Quake, Doom, all these other shooters. Like, the shotgun to me, even though a lot of people say it's hit scan, it's just like those games, for some reason just never felt right. Just never did. I love the ARs in that game. The snipers were fun once you can get it down, but there's a lot of mountains to climb with those guns in that game. Whereas in this game, there's a lot of health. So these matches, you're having to really shoot someone for a long, long while, especially once they get like purple and golden shield levels. Like, you're having to shoot someone for like, maybe I'd say like 20, 30 bullets, depending on the gun. If you're doing like 11 damage and they've got like 200 health or more, you're doing a lot of damage on them to try and get them down, so it's definitely a nice change in some ways. It makes the fights feel a little bit better. It makes you have to work together as a team more, because if two people are shooting one target, then that target's going to go down. But it just gives you that longer back and forth, that longer ebb and flow in a fight in a way. But, there is still, like, I mean, if you, close range and you're pulling out an SMG on somebody, you're going to be hitting them with more shots. And there is still that first-person shooter factor of just melting someone in this game. Like, that is there, and it is very satisfying. And since the shooting is pretty crisp, there's a lot of satisfaction to be gotten from, like, when you're getting kills in this game. I think that tonight, what did I get? 19 kills by level 8. Which, I'm sure there's a lot of people who say, oh, that sucks, that sucks, But, hey, I'm pretty happy with that. Got a lot of knocks. You have to actually get the full kill to get the credit for it. Think there should be an assist number, just saying. Think it should be on there. Because if you're just like the king of assists, like what if you have like 1,000 assists and 10 kills? At least you're a party to 1,000 assists. But the fighting feels very crisp, and it's very long. It's not like other kind of, like, you play PUBG, 40 minutes goes by, you don't run into a soul, you've been hiding in a building, then finally you run into someone and die in a split second, and it's like, what did I just do? Like, literally, what did you just do for 40 minutes? What did you just do? The whole point of the game is to have a battle with someone at some point, and you just spent 40 minutes walking through houses, hoping to find good loot, and then you run someone, and a split second later, well, that match is over. So really, 99% of that game is just walking around searching quite often. Unless, you're like, Summit 1G or, Ninja or whatnot, and you could land in, like, the densest of areas, and you've got, like, 200 frames per second rocking on a PC with a monitor that's rocking the same, kind of frame rate, and you also have that natural freaking talent at games, like, you're dropping in those places, 9 out of 10 matches, you're dying before getting even one kill. So you stop dropping in those places. So you're dropping really far out, and then 40 minutes goes by and you don't run into anybody, and, you probably have, like, poop weapons, and, it's just like a blah experience, And then games like Fortnite, a little bit faster paced than PUBG. The shooting's a little bit, much better in Fortnite than in PUBG. PUBG, the shooting just, to me, feels horrible. It doesn't feel crisp. It doesn't feel good at all. I find, like, you quite often miss because, like, it's so, like, lackadaisic, the shooting. Whereas in, like, Fortnite, like, if you're rocking ARs, SMGs and stuff, you could take on people. But the burnout in that is then you run into someone and all of a sudden freaking the Eiffel Tower's built, and, and you're trying to build up, and then you're getting lost in the build, and you're trying to find your way, trying to find where the heck the enemy is, trying to use your ears to be like, are they above me? Are they below me? Where are they? And the next thing you know, boom, all of a sudden someone's dropping down, one shots you with a pump shotgun. The same gun that every time you shoot someone, never is a one shot. But all of a sudden, every time you run into those people, it's like a one shot, So it's like, it's similar to PUBG in the fact that you do spend, if you land far, you will spend quite a while, before you run into people. And then, the battle is very short. So in this game, when you're running into people, since there is no solo modes, so it's automatically queuing you into a mode that, like, you're playing with people. And then, like I was saying before, so to get back into this in order, I ramble, I'm sorry, sometimes I get off topic. So it starts off where everybody picks a character one at a time. So it depends on when you queue in, what placement you get. So if you get first, second, or third. But all tonight on PC, I was running to very nice people. Very nice. Everyone's, not like talkative, but like, I said I was a new player. And everyone's like, yeah, no, that's fine. They're just enjoying the game, like, because it's not as slow. I don't think it has the level of frustration as the other games. It's much faster paced. You're going to finish the match in like 20 minutes, so you're not feeling that burnout. And you've also probably experienced a few fights in it, so you don't have that like, oh, I freaking wasted 40 minutes of my day and I only have 3 hours to play and you freaking, what are you queuing? Like, you don't get the people saying stuff like that, you don't get that anger, so on PC, they're very nice. On console, I had to switch to PS4 because on PC, frame rate, like, it was keeping my CPU while streaming at 100%, and the frame rate was going down. So I hope they optimize that, but, like, still on the console, most people didn't talk, but that's where I want to get into the next topic of the intuitive controls in this game, where while you're playing, to ping your next target, all you gotta do is hit one button, and wherever you're aimed, it'll either ping where you want to go. If you see an enemy and you put the reticle over them, you hit the ping button, it automatically will ping, and it'll say, I see an enemy over here. Or if you see an item, you ping it. Boom, this item is over here, and it leaves it on the map. So, like, it's like a very intuitive way for, especially a game that is multiplayer, Usually in multiplayer games, the gaming company will say, we gave you voice chat, that's good enough. Job's done. You got voice chat. Use that. And they're just like, whatever. We did our part. In this, the small details like that of, marking an item, marking an enemy, marking a place to go, the characters telling each other, I need an item, without you having to go through a scroll wheel of commands. I mean, it's one button. It's one button for everything. It's so much nicer, so much smoother, and then when you drop it down, it's dropping you down together as a group. One person is the drop master, and you could just switch it to someone else, if you don't want to do it. But with the ping, while the plane's flying in, you ping the map. The drop master usually is going to ping the map, or someone pings the map. And if you want to say okay to that, you know what? They thought about you. You reticle over to it, you ping. And the character says, okay. You don't have to say a word to anybody. If you didn't even speak the same language, you would understand each other, Because I'm sure if someone's playing in a country that speaks a different language and this game is dubbed in that language, the character will be like, si, da, yes, let's go. It's like the small details are so well thought out in that respect, which is really nice. The button layouts of picking up items and everything feel, to me, very intuitive. I got it very fast how to do it. And even opening up your items menu, you just hit the options button on the controller. Boom, it opens up your items menu or your inventory button. And you just mouse over and you're either clicking and dropping, or, with this, you're hitting square to drop items, It's nice, and it's fast. It feels very fast. So it's like the game itself, like the thought is there. You can tell, like, I forget the company that made Titanfall, they have a talent for making multiplayer games. I mean, I liked Titanfall 1 and 2. I really did. I thought that they were better than the Call of Duties that were coming out at that time. I thought they were more akin to older school shooters, even though it had those like run across the wall types things and stuff. It felt better. Like the fighting felt more like a shooter to me, and it was also fun changing and having the robot get dropped down, the mech suit. So it's like they have a talent, and that's for sure. And they make good games that people do enjoy playing. It's just unfortunate with, release dates and, a lot of stuff, I think, out of their control is what ruined the Titanfalls, sadly. They were good games that just had so much unfortunate things happen out of their control. So bad. So it's nice to see them make a game that, is, really shows that thinking of what would help a gamer play this game and enjoy it. What would help them out? So, there's a lot of good in the game. There's a lot of good. But, alright, so it's time to talk about the lot of bad. This game is definitely a beta. This is not a full release. The textures are, right now, horrible. I'm playing on PS4 Pro, and the textures look like... They remind me of the game Paragon. They remind me a lot like that, where Paragon did eventually have better textures and stuff. It did. But, it's just the textures of the trees, the mountains, everything. It's just, Respawn Entertainment. There we go. I apologize, Respawn, for forgetting. It's just the textures, though, very low quality right now. And when I was playing on PC, like, there's no way this game should be maxing out my CPU while I'm streaming. There's no way. And, I kept tinkering with the settings of the game. It's very clear to me that this is a beta. It's not optimized. It was probably made very fast. I wouldn't be surprised if this was made, like, maybe, like, from, like, 6 months ago, if it was started or something. I really wouldn't be surprised. Because, like, EA, I don't think they have any titles coming out this year, if I remember correctly. So they needed something to make some money. And, with games like Activision out there just dropping people, 700 plus workers at Activision Blizzard, just getting dropped. You know, the gaming industries, the top tier companies are hurting, you know, because the people at the head of them are so greedy. You know, $15 million in bonuses, but you lay off 700 plus people, you know. But, oh yeah, $15 million of a bonus, you know. So it's like these companies are so greedy these days, you know, that it's like I'm sure EA needed to make something. And they saw that the Titanfall, they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they delay Titanfall 3 from ever happening, if it ever comes out. I really would not be surprised. Or if they do something where they add Titanfall to Apex. You know, where maybe they'll add in, you know, a different queue mode or something. You know, maybe a year from now. But I think they're going to ride off Apex Legends for as long as they can, because they already have the greediest stuff in it. So we've got the textures, the video stuff in this, not very good. On PC, the frame rate drops pretty bad. On PS4 Pro, I mean, it's definitely not top notch. The frame rate is relatively good, but you're definitely not rocking 60 frames per second really ever in it. I'd be very surprised if you were. But now let's talk about the next thing that just for me just ruins the game. And that's this. That's the store. It's very hard for me to really enjoy the game. So when you look at the cost here, so the cost is 1,000 coins for $10. So very similar to Fortnite, you know, where you're going to be spending like $60 pretty much all the time to get the Uber bonus of 6,700 coins, you know, so that you could buy some. They'll purposely math it out. So it's like it's better off buying the 6,000, you know, than the lower ones. So when you the main store here, so $11 for a weapon skin, but it's just for the longbow. Just for the longbow. Like, I don't get how these game companies don't understand that microtransaction should be micro. $11 is not micro. $18 is not micro. You know, people are getting paid minimum wage. $15 an hour. So you're saying an hour of their life is the worth of this skin that you probably paid a you know, person to make, and it took them maybe 2 days to make. Maybe a little bit more. You know, ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. You know, even if they took them 3 days to make it, you know, or 4, or a week for one person to make it, it should not equal $18 per person. Because if you get 1,000 people that are buying this, $18,000 for that person's 1 week of working? How does that math out? It doesn't. And this is a skin you're going to be able to sell for years. You know, this should be, this one here, maybe at most $5. Maybe. Like, they really got to get their numbers in line. $18 for the legendary weapon skin for the alternator gun. They put a green coloring, a white coloring, OG golly, a little plus sign. Oh, look, there's a little card with, like, with tape on it. OG freaking golly. I guarantee you, you give a child a weekend with, like, a skin editor, like a well-made skin editor, you know, and they'll have this, like, done for you. You know, but no, $18 for everybody. And then, hey, $11 for a freaking banner frame. Ludicrous. Ludicrous. A banner frame. Get out of here. Then you look at the Apex packs. So it's $1 for each pack. And a pack contains 3 items from following categories: weapon skins, legendary finishers, banner frames, banner poses, banner stat trackers, intro quips, kill quips, crafting medals, and then probability of at least one rare better item, epic or better item, and then legendary item. 7.4% of legendary item. Guarantees at least one legendary item from every 30 packs. No duplicate cosmetics, but Okay, so you have a 7.4% chance to get a legendary banner post, banner frame, crafting medal, kill equips, intro equips, banner stat trackers, you know. And then the main things you kind of want a legendary in: a weapon skin, a legendary skin, and a legendary legend finisher, right? So there's going to be, banner frames, probably like 50, 60 of them, maybe, I don't know what, like 10 or, for right now, maybe 10 legendary ones, because they could pop those out left and right. Maybe 4 or 5 banner poses per character or something. So 4 times 8, 8, 16, 24, 32, right? Yeah, 32. Banner stat trackers. Who knows? I don't even know what a freaking banner stat tracker would be. Oh, you know what that probably is? Oh, so on the banners, it's the stats that pop up that everyone else could see. So you have to unlock those things freaking through a cosmetic Apex pack. Wow, that's bullshit. Intro quips, kill quips, crafting melts, things you probably don't even care about. But so that's 7.4% of what you actually want is probably more like 0.01% when you add in the fact that all these things exist. And then the weapon skins themselves, you have 19 different guns. Maybe you like using 1 or 2 of them. So the actual legendary skin you'd want for that is 1 out of 19. And then the legendary skins for characters, there's 8 characters, maybe a couple legendary skins per character. Let's see. So let's go into Legends. So if I click this, 1, 2, 3, 4 legendary skins. So 4 skins per character, 8 characters. You do the math. So yeah, you got 7.4% chance of a legendary item. Guarantees at least 1 legendary item drop from every 30 packs. Okay, so let's do the math. So 30 packs out of 100. Isn't that 30%? So where are they getting the 7.4% chance? If it's 7.4% chance, it should be a guarantee at least 1 legendary item drop from every 7 or so, right? I don't know how percentages work. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't sound right to me. But I don't know, it sounds odd. Every 30 packs, like, you're guaranteed to get one. So then how is a 7% chance? Like, maybe if the RNG freezes up and you just always keep on getting rares, the game will at least make sure you get one. So every $30, you're guaranteed 1 legendary item of a percentage that is way less than 7% to be anything you actually want. Anything you actually could want. Definitely 0.0 something percentage chance of getting that one skin you want or whatnot. So what the heck is the point of buying these things? There's no point. None. You unlock them, though, 1 every time you level up. 1 every time you level up. So from what I saw today, I did get like the blues or whatnot. I think I got like 1 epic. You get some stuff, but none of it was anything I wanted. So why am I going to give you $10? This should be $1 for like 20 of these. Not $10 for 10. Microtransactions should be micro. So $7.50 for a character here. This, I could swear it was like 1,000 before. Like when I first downloaded the game, I could swear it was like 1,000. Because I remember being like, wow, $20 to unlock 2 characters. So $15 to unlock 2 characters. The 2 characters I was mentioning before that were extra powerful, like kind of. Had like maybe slightly better abilities than the other characters in game. Or 12,000 of the legend points, legend tokens, the legend tokens. So legend token, you get 600 every time you level up. I'm level 8, I believe. Yes, level 8. And I can tell you right now, it's taking me a heck of a lot to level up. You know, it's taking me 2, 3 matches sometimes. If you're not getting kills, if you're not surviving for a long time, you're averaging maybe upwards of like 800 XP points. And when you need to get like 8,000 XP points to, you know, get a level, so now you're talking like 2, 3 matches, 3, 4 matches, you know, and I'm only level 8, so I imagine it's going to be like Overwatch where it's like 25,000 you need or something, like caps out or something like that. And, you know, that's going to be like maybe 15 matches before you'll get a level, and then it's only 600. So you need 20 levels worth of 600 legend tokens to unlock one character. So 20 matches, averaging maybe around, like, if you're dying fast, maybe 10 minutes. If you're surviving a little, you know, towards the end game, maybe 20, 25 minutes. They're not very long matches, luckily, you know, but you're doing 20 matches. So let's say it's 25 minutes. So, well, let's say it's 15 minutes. So you could do 4 of them an hour. You need to get 20, you get a level for every, like, maybe 10 matches or so, you know. So that's 2.5 hours for every level. Times that by 20. So that's 40 something hours to unlock that, maybe unlock that character if you're max level. 40 hours, like, you know, that's a week's worth of work, you know. That's, you know, people don't work that long for their actual jobs quite often, you know. That's like, that's ludicrous, you know. Just unlock that one character. It's a little silly. Or $7.50, and you can have it right now. So it's hard for me to enjoy the game with macro transactions. Maxro, I'll call them. With maxro transactions, it's hard to enjoy the game because I feel like there's a duality here. You've got the game company, Respawn, I think, that, you know, has made really good game mechanics in the game that are really great. Really great. They got EA, as always, with the worst mechanics in gaming. So this game is this weird duality. You know, even in the game itself, you're queuing in, you're seeing these banners. Who's the kill leader? Who's the champion of the match? The person who was the highest in their previous match, you know, from before. So for streamers, this game is geared towards the content creators. You know, it's geared towards the streamers. It's geared towards all those people that, you know, maybe want to build a community and everything. Show off your name. It's geared towards the people who want to show off, you know. You know, give you that cool dopamine drip of like, hey, my name's up on the banner. Hey, my name's up on the screen. I was a kill leader. I was this. I was that. You know, it's geared to make you feel awesome. And, of course, in that, you want to make sure to buy your $11 banner frame. So when your face is up on the screen for the, I think, what is it, 60 people that get queued into this or whatnot, you know, so those 60 people can see your cool banner, you know, so you can show off your, you know, your name /TV after it, and maybe get some people come by your channel, you know. It's just, there's too much maliciousness that I feel has been put in from EA that it makes everything else just feel like, ugh. You know, it's that person that you know that's just always up to something and will screw you over the split second if they get a chance. That's just what this game feels like. It's like Respawn did a good job, but they've got that their best friend that's always hanging out with them. That's like, you know, like would rob the money from your pocket if they had a chance. So the whole time I'm playing the game, I can't help but feel like I need to hold my pockets. I need to be looking around and make sure that person's not ending up anywhere near me, you know, and I'm just trying to get the frick out of there as fast as possible, you know, while in this situation, all that happening while I'm having a glorious conversation with someone who actually gives a crap about me, aka the gaming community. I'm not saying I am the gaming community, but it's metaphor. You know, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Gaming company is making a game for the gaming community, and there's just so much good in it, you know. But they got that best friend who's just ready to rob you dry, you know. Oh, so that's my day one thoughts of this game. I will never give them $1. I'm not gonna lie, I will not put $1 into this game unless those prices change and become reasonable. You know, 50 cents, $1 for a gun skin. Microtransaction. Micro. You know, micro. You've got 19 guns. How many legendary skins per gun? How many legendary skins per character? How many legendary skins per everything? $1. You know, because you're going to have 20, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 options out there. Going to charge $20 for every single one of them? Who's got $1,000 to give you? Stop making the games for the freaking whales and make them for the people that could want to give you $1 for a gun skin. And you'll sell 1 million of them. But you know what? If you'd rather sell 10,000 for $11 each or 1,000 for $11 each, more power to you, you greedy shits. Micro, exactly, Gibby. Exactly. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Golly. Hope you enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe if you watch it on YouTube. If you watch it on Twitch, comment, follow, and subscribe if you want. I stream Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We do playthroughs, and then we do a review at the end of every playthrough. Come and join us sometimes. Hope you had a good time watching this long, long review. I ranted for a while there. I think about an hour. Golly gosh. Bye-bye.